This is the new Majestor. It is essentially the facelift for the MG Gloster. Well, it is the biggest, the most expensive SUV MG India is going to sell in the country. Now, of course, this car is also going to compete with the big daddy of SUVs, the Toyota Fortuner. Well, speaking of competition and launch, this car is going to get launched in April and deliveries are going to start in May. So let's see over the course of this video what all the new Majestor brings to the table. Now, design and road presence is something that a lot of people were interested in the Gloster for, and when you take a good look at the Majestor, of course it carries forward the same legacy when it comes to the design and the dimensions. Of course, it's a full-size SUV. Now with this update, what MG has done is they have given this car a facelift, which means you get new lights, new grille, and this front end in general, it looks very imposing, it looks very upright, and you would want to get out of the way if you see this car in your rear view mirror. Come to the side and you will see 19-inch wheels. Now of course these are fairly big now because the body of this car is so big. The wheels don't look that big, but of course they are very large wheels. Here you have a chunky side step through which you can enter the car. Now this car is of course accessorized also, so you get a lot of add-on bits, a lot of chrome bits which won't be part of the standard equipment. Now overall, if you look at the profile of this car, it looks very similar to the old Gloster. Well, because it is essentially a facelift of that car. So in profile you will see a lot of resemblance, but at the back again you will see hints of the old Gloster, but here MG has added connecting light bar at the back. You of course get huge Majestor badging like the old Gloster used to get, these huge letters. And of course, like I said, this car has a few accessories on it. So this metal bar at the back, this is part of the accessories list, and I believe this is also the chrome strip is part of the accessories. So overall, it's a huge 5-meter SUV, 5+ meter SUV, and the road presence of the Majestor is one of its biggest positives. Let us know in the comments what do you think of the look of the new Majestor. So this is where the new Majestor makes a very strong case for itself, and that is when it comes to going off-road compared to the old Gloster. Now with this car, MG has done a lot of work to make it more off-road ready, to make it more capable off-road, which is why they have given it triple differentials, one at the rear, one at the front, and a central differential, so that you can get out of sticky situations using locking those differentials. This car also gets as many as 10 off-road modes, and it's got a crazy 810 millimeters of water wading ability. So all in all, the Majestor promises a lot when it comes to going off-road, and this is something that this car needs to compete with the Toyota Fortuner, because the Fortuner is not only used as a regular everyday city SUV, it's also used for going off-roading. That's something that a lot of people appreciate it for, and the Majestor also promises a lot of off-road ability. Underneath the Majestor, you get a ladder frame chassis and the same 2-liter twin-turbo diesel engine that you got in the Gloster. So nothing has changed here. Mechanically, even though MG has made this car more capable off-road, the powertrain that this car gets is similar to what you got in the Gloster, which means the same 215 brake horsepower twin-turbo diesel engine, which makes around 500 Newton meters of torque. Now these numbers are slightly higher than the Toyota Fortuner, and they are on par with the segment. So performance is something that will be one of the strongest suits of the new Majestor, along with a lot of features and of course the huge road presence. Talking about the interior, well, first of all, this is how you get inside the Majestor. Now this side step really comes in handy because this is a car with a tall stance. You really have to get inside the cabin, and once you are in it, I think you'll appreciate the look and feel of some of the materials. It's got a very dark theme, which is something that is surprising. I was expecting more of a dual tone look, a tan leather maybe with lighter colored materials, but overall the quality of materials is not bad. The look and feel of the dashboard, the steering wheel, it is on par with the segment, and nothing really exceptional here, but everything seems to be sturdy. The buttons have a nice solid feel to them, and you get lots of features. So you have a panoramic sunroof, you have level 2 ADAS, you have triple zone climate control, you have these dual screens, lots of functionality built into this screen. Now in terms of tech package and the kind of features that you get, the Majestor is well, it seems to be a better packaged car than the Toyota Fortuner, its biggest rival. But as for the space and comfort, the space in the front is okay, it's on par with the segment. But how's the second row? Let's get into the back and I'll tell you that. As for the second row seating comfort and space, well, this is how you get in. And once you are in the Majestor, there is lots of space, lots of leg room. The headroom is also good. Like I said, you have a fairly big size panoramic sunroof, but a couple of features that you don't get. First of all, the rear seats, they don't come with cooling function, and you also don't get window shade of any kind. So that's something to remember. But otherwise, this is a fairly well packaged interior. Like I said, you have a triple zone climate control, so people seated over here, they can set their own temperature. You also get 220-watt power socket along with Type A USB ports. And this being the captain seat version, you get individual chairs which seem to feel very comfortable, and under the support is also decent. Of course, you also have a couple of seats at the back, and if you recline them and flat them, put them down fully, you get lots of boot area. Moving on to the boot space and the flexibility of this cabin. Now this is of course a 7-seater SUV, and with the third row seats folded down, you get as much as 1350 liters of boot space. And even with the third row of seats down, you get around 300 liters of boot space, which is not that bad. You can fit a check-in sized suitcase or a couple of soft bags. So overall, the Majestor, it being a 7-seater SUV with flexible seating, it makes for a very practical big size SUV. So that's the new MG Majestor for you. Now in terms of pricing and competition, well, this car will compete in the D segment category, where you have the Toyota Fortuner, which has been dominating this category for as far as I can remember. Now the Fortuner has things like a long-term reliability and Toyota's strong after-sales service on its side, whereas the new Majestor, where it's got things like connected car tech, ADAS, and a seemingly nicer, plusher interior feel and quality on its side. But ultimately, it's the pricing that will decide the fate of this car, and it will be interesting to see how much MG India prices this car when they launch it in April, whereas the deliveries will start in May. So like I said, pricing is going to be key for the Majestor to do well in India, especially against a giant like the Toyota Fortuner. So overall, that's our impression of the new Majestor. What do you guys think of this big burly SUV from MG India? Let us know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.